everyone, my name is Vianney from iFull Glimpse, and as you could tell from the title, this is a video on the DIY do-it-yourself oxidized Pandora bracelet. So this is the actual bracelet which I did oxidize in this video, and I'm just filming a little intro to kind of show it to you closer. This is 2 weeks after I did oxidize the bracelet. Stay tuned to see how I achieved this look. This is our before. And we are going to be using the egg method to make this oxidized, whole thing oxidized. So, as you might have seen before, I have one of these, just like these to-go food containers, 2 hard-boiled eggs. I'm gonna put first one of the eggs in there, and then we're gonna start to smash. I'm gonna put the second one in there. I'm gonna start to smash. Sorry for all the noise that I always make while doing this. So we've got them smashed. I'm kind of gonna make sure I can leave some space. I'm going to now, enter the bracelet here. And I want to make sure I put it in and that the egg is not touching the bracelet. Okay, so there's a little bit egg on that end of the bracelet. I cleaned it off so it's not touching. So as we can see here, there's some yolk in there, but I don't think it'll take effect. So we're using 2 eggs, and we're gonna come back and see the result of how oxidized it becomes after a few hours. I think last time I waited 45 minutes. So we're gonna check up in 45 minutes and see how much color we can get on there just with 2 eggs for the first round of the oxidizing effect. And we are back. So as we can see, I waited about an hour this time, just to give a little extra time, and this is how the bracelet came out. So it looks pretty dark. The side that was touching the plastic is not as dark. We've got some spotting, but yeah, I'm going to wash this, go ahead and wash this with soap and water, and I will show you a close up when I am back. Okay everyone, so I washed this with a little soap and water, very lightly touched, lightly rubbed, because I didn't want to rub off any oxidization, but we can see it's very patchy. So this is our first attempt at trying to oxidize this bracelet. And also, I don't think I mentioned this before, I also decided to give this a try because I bought this bracelet, this specific one, pre-loved, for $20 on Poshmark with clips. So I decided that, if something happens, it's not like I'm doing anything, or something goes bad and something bad happens, it's not like I'm destroying one of my other bracelets. This is how it came out. I think it definitely needs another coat. Definitely another round of oxidizing, because it's very patchy. It is working. I don't know if I do a second layer today, if that's kind of pushing the metal, but I'm gonna give it a shot, see what happens. I might do it, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. I will do a second round and I will let you know how it goes. But yeah, we've definitely got color on there, but it's definitely either has to be built up or something so it's more even. So we will see how this DIY continues. Hello everyone, so I did take a couple days to do the second layer, and I didn't film it just because it's the same exact process as I've showed you in the past in my oxidizing videos. But what I did was, again, I took 2 eggs, again I boiled them, and I did the same exact thing, putting them into the container right away, and this is the result. So as we saw the first time around, it was pretty patchy, And I do think that this did a lot better this time around. Now I did go ahead and I polished off the clasp, and I did a light polishing over the whole bracelet overall to give it some shine, because this came out pretty matte actually after the second layer. Not sure why, but it came out matte after the first layer, and that's why I wanted again to shine it up after the second layer. It was still a little matte, so I just wanted to polish it up. That way it looked, you know, it kind of looks more realistic as it being a true oxidized piece that was purchased like this. Like, look right here how pretty that shine is over the oxidization. So like I said, I polished this off. I polished all of this. And with that, we did get a little bit coming off on the little rivets right here where the, oh gosh, I'm so terrible. What is the name? So after I polished, some of it did come off. As we can see, this cleaned up very well. I did really work hard to polish off the actual clasp, like this area, so it would not interfere with it opening and closing. I polished off this side. I tried to do my best on this bottom layer, but as we can still see, it's still kind of dark on there. It doesn't look as bad like in person. The camera just picks it up a bit more, but I did try. And then I really tried to clean off this area in here, because also I did not want any residue to interfere with the actual clasp. Then when I polished, let's see, I guess a little bit came up. It looks a little bit lighter in a couple areas. And we can see that when I polished right here, this does look pretty good. Some of the ends kind of, you know, over polished a little bit. Nothing too bad though. And now I'm actually noticing like a little dot, right? Like something here. I'm not sure what that is. I've never noticed that before. I'll keep an eye on that, but I don't think it's something that like is growing because of me oxidizing this. Then we can see here there's a little scratch. Do you see that? A scratch? I might have made that scratch at some point when I, after I oxidized it, so it took off the coloring there. And right here on these little ridges of the actual snake chain, I feel like it's slightly lighter. And then this one is a lot lighter than the other one. I feel like more came off than on the other side with the polishing. Then this side looks pretty good, nice and uniform. And this is dark, but in real life this looks slightly patchy. I think it's picking it up right there, the camera. Do you see this area? Right there, it's kind of patchy. That might have been because that was the piece that was like laid down in the plastic container. So the oxidized, like the chemical reaction that was happening in the ear wasn't able to get to this area. But yeah, overall, I think the second layer definitely made it look a lot better. It looks really good. I'm going to keep it as is. I'm not going to do a third layer. I'm going to get to using this, styling it, putting some beads on it. And over time, I'll see how it holds up. I did one like years ago, and that one, it looks really good because that is the same. I did the same thing, which I'm going to do here. Over time, when I clean my charms and I take it off, I'll go take advantage and re-oxidize it. So kind of those layers over time and the actual like oxidization effect that it will have will definitely like help it become more of like a permanent thing, something that will be harder to remove or harder to accidentally scratch off of the actual silver. But yeah, this will definitely over time be perfected, but definitely happy how it came out. I hope this video gives you some tips or kind of helps you see how it went for me, and it'll help you decide if you want to take the risk of oxidizing a Pandora piece, a Pandora bracelet, or if it wants you maybe to keep an eye out for a cheaper bracelet that you could just clean up, polish off, and then oxidize, because we don't want to oxidize over any like bad oxidization, any like, you know, like rusting or anything like that. We want to have a nice clean slate. That way this can look as best as it can. But yeah, definitely recommend this if you're open to having, you know, more oxidized bracelets, or if you don't have one and you have an extra silver one and you'd like one, definitely give this tip a try. Let me know how it goes if you do give this a try. And again, you know, I don't think it's anything that will be too harmful to the bracelet. If it doesn't come out the first time, you can just layer it like I did, and over time it will get better. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this whole process, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.